All right, so I now have two M1161 Growlers in my shop. They're not mine. Well, that one's mine. 262 is mine. But Growler number, let's see what number this is. I think it's 110. Growler number 110. It's an M1161. Guy contacted me after watching one of my videos and asked me if I would go through it for him. He's got a collection of other military vehicles, which is really cool. He's got some neat stuff, and he lives about 30 minutes away, 30 or 40 minutes away. So I grabbed my trailer, hauled over there and grabbed it, and I've got it up here in the lift. Definitely needs CV joints all the way around. And one thing I wasn't sure of yet, because I measured this CV and it's a little bigger. Well, I thought it was a little bigger, but it actually is the same size as the rear. So it takes the same CV boots all the way around. All four axles take the same boots, so that's good news. So I have 4 boots over there on the shelf. I need to get 4 more so I can finish this for him. His has about, I don't know, over 2,000 miles on it. It's been beat up a little bit. It's still in pretty good shape. The belly pan under here is tacoed really bad. I don't know if that was from the guys landed on something while playing with this thing, or if it's from the forklift, because I can see marks on it from the forklift, and I've seen other ones that the forklift's bent when they pick them up at Gov Planet to unload them off the delivery trucks that bring them to them. And this one's bent really bad, so I'm going to take it off. Hopefully I can straighten it out. I'm sure I can get it straighter than it is. I'm just hoping that once I straighten it, I'll be able to get it back on. It actually bent the tab up here pretty bad too, so it bent this up. So hopefully I'll be able to get that straightened out. One thing that happened to him, he noticed the brakes were making some weird noise. This caliper was loose, and you can see that it has new bolts here on the caliper retainer. So it was rubbing inside of the wheel. I eat that aluminum wheel to death with a $300 aluminum caliper. But he got that fixed in time. You know, one thing that happened on mine, I had the right front brake hanging up, and I took the wheel off. I'm trying to figure it out. It took me a while. I finally got it figured out, but there's a mounting tab right here. The bracket, adapter bracket for the caliper was on backwards. So it was holding the caliper out that way about a 1/4 inch too far, and it was rubbing on the inside of my wheel, and it was locking the wheel up. But I got that fixed with a minimum of damage. So it's got an oil leak here I gotta fix. He basically wants me to go through it and just fix everything that needs to be fixed, get it ready for him so, you know, he can just use it without worrying too much about it. The suspension wasn't working right at first. I got that straightened out. What happened is there's a filter on the air compressor, and mine was missing the filter. It didn't have the clamp, didn't have the filter, didn't have anything. His had the filter, but it was the original one, and you know, it's a type of filter that you oil, and so the filter was just disintegrated. It was just coming apart in chunks, and I think what happened is some of that stuff must have sucked through it. I don't know if that could get through the air dryer and get into the valves or not, but I put a new filter on that, and then I was messing around with it, just playing with suspension up and down, and I got it working, and we got that taken care of. One other thing, it was missing the valve on this hub for the tire inflation. So I found one online. When it showed up, I noticed I found out it's a bigger one, but I got it to fit. I made a hose for it, and I've got it hooked up. But I think I found out why they unhooked it, because once it airs up, you shut the system down, and then you can hear air leaving up here from the valves up in here. So I think there's something wrong with the valve up in here, and it was, you know, the valve wasn't holding the pressure it's supposed to hold. So I've got to find that and figure out what's wrong with that, if it's just got something stuck in it, or if it's, you know, whatever's wrong with it. I've got to fix that. So this will be a good project. I'll do some more video on it as I go. He does have the full canvas. Here's the top. He's got the back canvas. He's got both doors. I just took out the doors and everything so that I could be easier for me to work on. Transmission shift's good. He's got a winch on the front, which is pretty cool. And other than that, yeah, it's a nice Growler. And then as far as the rear steering goes, his is welded. He wants me to cut the weld on it, so he's going to use it. I don't know if he's going to use it in parades or what he's going to do, but just so he can, you know, utilize that, or just, yeah, even just moving it around in and out of his shop. our garage, wherever he's going to park it, so that because these things don't turn very sharp, so it's nice to have that rear steering just so you can maneuver the thing when you're trying to park it, you know. And it does work. When I actuate it, you can see the wheels twitch and they're trying to go, so they're working up against the locks. So I've just got to grind the weld out on that, and we'll get that working for him too. So when I find more stuff wrong with it, I will add to this video.